Alright, welcome everybody. It's been a very, very long time since I've done anything Farm Simulator whatsoever. Um, I put a poll up to see what everybody wanted to see, and logging came up, and it was requested that I do some yard logging, which I'm going to use the Silverrun map. It's perfect for that. Um, and we're going to go and get started. I've got a setup already. This is the original setup. I got rid of it. I don't have a house, so that's why it spawns me here. But anyway, we're going to go jump up there to our new area, which I will show. So this is where we are located. We're located right up here, just above the actual container area where you can sell the containers. I plan to sell that way. It just seems like it's easier and you make more money. Maybe not, I don't know. That's how I've made all my money on this map. But I've never done this area here. This is where a lot of the redwoods are, and the redwoods really aren't worth messing with, to me, seems like. But I thought, this is a really good area for pretty extreme yard logging because it's pretty hilly, and I've never logged it. I really spent most all of my time right in here. So it's new to me. I've logged out right in here, I think, here, and I've done all this up in here. So pretty much this area of the map I've done. I haven't logged anything else really anywhere. So I don't know. This was kind of a new spot, and get your sell spot right there. And I don't know. I guess you could sell regular logs too. I don't know. I just always do the containers. It just seems like it's easier. Anyway, here we go. We're gonna take a look at see what we got. So we got our Volvo truck. It seems like I remember when this first came out, it was terrible. It was real easy to flip over, and it seems like they've got that fixed. It's just been a very long time since I've used it. We got our normal trailer here. What I did do, this is kind of like a from scratch, but not really. As I sold my stuff that I started with, started a farm manager, sold everything that I had, and I bought this land up here, and then I took a loan. I don't know if I have a mod on or not, but I took almost $2 million. So we have a $2 million debt, really. I've got 228,000 left. I was thinking about doing a yarder as well, or not a yarder, a forwarder as well. I don't really have the money for that right now, but it's just easier because we're gonna be logging up. We're gonna be doing some uphill logging, yarding, but we got these here, and I just started messing with these. So here's our 380 with the grapple on it, and then we got the beaverator here. Really actually works fantastic. I've not really found anything really good to do with redwoods, but that thing does a really great job of getting rid of them and grinding them up. So, something new to do with it. So we're gonna be doing that too. This is just kind of to open this area up down here so that we can stack a little bit more logs potentially if I need to. But I went ahead and I've done some cutting earlier, just kind of moved some stuff around. Got us a road going up on the top. There's several trees laying down in here. I plan to leave one of these trees, and then we'll probably downhill yard those. And we got a little landing made here so that we can get set up and do some yarding with these down in here, whatever we got going there. But here's our processor. I've got some logs laid over here, not many. Really just basically got it set up. Got our yard set up. Got a few logs drug up. And like I said, I got another landing set for over here so that we can do work here. But what I'll do is we'll get everything. There's still quite a few down here, so we're gonna go ahead and do some more yarding, and then once we get to where we are have all the logs yarded up, we will move this, and then I can process. But so we'll go ahead and get started. We'll just run down here, drag up some more. I went ahead and kind of made a little bit of a road here so you can see where your trees are and what's going on. But it's been a little bit since I've done some yard logging, so pretty cool. But I'm good with that. I don't think it's gonna do too. Yep, it sure will. So you can set that to where it just kind of follows you around if you want it to. I'm playing currently on PC right now. The controls are way different on the Xbox and PlayStation. So just depends on what you play on and how you want to play it. But whenever I come to yarding them in, I would rather do it myself. You can just leave it to follow me and it'll just drag them in there. But I would rather do it myself. That's just up to you how you play. Hopefully it'll spin around like they're supposed to. There we go. I try to get them in there as, I mean, theirs aren't perfect, but I try to get them as close as I can because it makes it so much easier for you when you do your processing. If you've got them actually pretty close. And I got this one here, he's kind of out there too far, and that one rolled, but it just makes your processing so much easier if they're all real close to the end. So now I'm just going to push R and it'll chase me back down the hill again. And then earlier I had some that were, let's see, I moved them. Yeah, I moved these over here too. I had some that were just pretty much at the limit. I couldn't get them. They were too far away. Let's go ahead and take this one. And I got, I don't know what you call it, like the mulcher, whatever that thing's called, that whatever that's called, that thing right there, ground cutter, mulcher, grinder. It's also a skidder too, so I used it to pull those to the middle. So if you weren't sure or you didn't know that that thing was a skidder, it's actually quite good. So I like to make little roads. It just seems like it's easier. You can see your trees. You don't have to try to look for them, especially doing the yard logging. It seems like it's just a lot easier to do it that way. I mean, it's just whatever you prefer. I've never done any other farm simulator. I never made roads like that. It just seems like it's easier to do it. Alright. So, yeah, anyway, I got those pushed in. That's pretty much about as far as it's going to be unless you cut them and start running skidder and dragging them over without moving the skyline. So that's probably what we'll do, is finish these out. Alright, go at me. That's alright. That'd be cool if that one stays there, but I know it won't. But we'll get this section done right here, and then we'll probably pick our yarder up and move it. That leaves, nope. I'm gonna set up my tree. Thought I lost it. Sometimes you'll lose it too. If you pull on it really, really hard, it'll just come undone, and you'll lose your tree. if it's jammed up or stuck or wedged or whatever. So you gotta be careful with that. Be pretty cool if that drug out one halfway up the tree. No, it didn't. It's right there. That's okay. Go ahead and winch that dude up. So this isn't like the ideal type landing setup, but I don't really think there is an ideal setup in logging, so it kind of works out, I guess. Alright, here we go. Back down. See if we can get the rest of these here picked up. And then that'll, I'm gonna call that the intro to our farming simulator logging series. Whatever you call it. I don't even know what to call it. Well, just sounds good to me. I ain't gonna let him pick that up. Oh, I'll cut it here. Let's see, dude, pick that one up. Didn't like it. So we're hung up on something. Let's see if we can go this way and pull it. Wow. I don't know what the deal. There we go. I guess it's really had it hung up. I can get that dude wound up. Get him heading up the hill. We'll come back down and get the other piece of it, and we'll grab that piece of dead wood that was laying over there. Normally I didn't mess with dead wood, but you know what? I don't. Whatever. Put it all in there. Don't worry about it. Main thing with containers is it needs to be, if it's a 6 meter container, then it needs to be 6 meters. You can put like 5'9", 5'8", something like that in there, but you don't want to be too much smaller than that because it nicks you pretty bad. Or it says it does. I mean, I think you get a negative for sure. So I like the 6 meter. The big boxes are okay, I guess. It's hard to deal with them because even our loader, the big loader, which I've got the 180 loader, it's just like it ain't enough. It's just too. It's like it's not enough loader to pick them up, especially loaded. The 9s aren't terrible, but it's almost. I don't think the money was there. I think for me, I think that's why I didn't do it. It just didn't make sense to mess with them. See if we can get that to stay right there. See if we can get this pulled over here. Let's see. So we can move him up just a little bit. Get that a little bit more perfect. That's perfect. Check that out. Alright, let's roll. So I think that's all I got on the ground for this area here. This will get cleaned up a lot better. I'll make a lot bigger run when it's all said and done. We'll get these up here. Probably move the yarder. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna make this little series by the minute. I don't know if it matters. I mean, I guess if you like logging, you're gonna watch it or you won't. So I don't know. I haven't decided how long I want to make the videos yet. So let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and get let's go get this dude. Let's get this cleaned up a little bit better. I don't know how much more we're actually going to use this area, you know, right in here, but it never hurts to kind of clean it up a little bit. That way you can see what you got. Or if we potentially drag some out with a skidder, which I would like to have the big John Deere skidder or one of those other little tractor skidders. Some of the stuff I've never used. I bought this pretty much day one waiting on this DLC, which if you do not have it, I highly recommend it. Oops, I missed a tree over there. We'll come back and get that thing. It's not super steep hill, but it's steep enough that this thing don't like to pull it and work. I mean, if you turn it off, it'll skid logs up it like it's nothing. It just doesn't like doing the cutter and doing the uphill. Like I said too, I never was a big fan of doing just going and trimming up everything and making roads but as you can see here, this is the best way to get rid of these little junky little trash brush trees and stuff like that. It's just so much nicer, man. You can just run it right over like it ain't even there. I think in 19 it wasn't, this thing doesn't work as good as this was I think this maybe this was a 22 machine only. So, but it used to be that the actual cutter head didn't work that good for cutting up little junky trees like this, and this thing does fantastic. So that made a big change for me in using it. And like I said, now you can see I got a pretty good open path. You can clearly see what you're working with, and we will use this path probably for, if nothing else, I'll drag logs into it, and then we could potentially set it up as a yarding spot. So I'll leave that big spruce tree down there. I'll probably just leave it till we're all said and done. See if we can get this cleaned up. There's another little bitty tree in there. Move that thing. Let's run it over. Where is that tree? There's that tree right there. So yeah, if you didn't know, this thing here is a pretty sweet little skidder. And I like to leave all my equipment running too. It's so much easier for you. Especially whenever you're doing the winching type stuff. Skidding, anything really. It's just, and logging is so much more beneficial to you to leave it running. Let's see, if that thing will stay there, we'll leave that. Yeah, we'll leave that. I don't know if there's anything else left in here. Yeah, it looks like there's one over here too. I think these are all like out. They're just too far away from the guideline, so we'll just drag them on over. Get them dragged right out here in the middle. You know what? I might. Let's just drop that one there. We'll go ahead and back this up. Let's just go ahead and make it easier for us on the yarder. And we will, we'll just drag this one up here too. Let's just pull that right there. That'll just make that really super easy for us. Perfect. Let's go ahead and clean this little spot up on the way up the hill. And let's get rid of this little stump. We got a little stump over here. And like I said, we'll come down, we'll get them two right there, and that's pretty much going to be it for this section until we move over. It's time to cut more trees too. There's nothing on the ground. So what we're going to do, I think, is I will, like I said, we'll finish pulling those two logs up. And then we'll need to get our yarder broke down, get it out of the way. That way we can do some processing. That's pretty steep. But you know what? Like I said, if you don't have this cutter head on, this thing will pull like full speed, 7 mile an hour. It'll pull. All it would pull those logs like they're nothing. It does a real good job. No, I know what it was. It was before the update with the Platinum. It didn't have a winch on it until after Platinum. Platinum brought the winch. That's what it was. Brought the winch to everybody, because we already had winches in PC. So we'll move this dude right up here. Get him right out of the way. Jump out of that. We'll go over here and let's grab our yarder. Have it follow us, and down the hill we go. Yeah. So I'll probably get this cleaned up full swath right here. That way we can continue to work. I kind of got a problem over here though, because I'll probably still have to use this tree to log this away. So that's unfortunate, because I can't get up there very high. The skyline's not as high as I'd like it to be. There, got that dude. We'll just let it follow us up the hill. And you can actually just send it back to yarder if you want. It'll do that too. I don't like doing that, because it stacks them pretty much on top of your yarder almost. So that's just whatever you prefer and whatever you like to do. That's all personal preference. It's perfect. Alright, let's see here. Let's just remove that. Yep. We'll get our loader, and I'm going to move this yarder out of the way. Forgot I had that tree right there. I'll get these trees cleaned up. Yeah, it's some pretty extreme hill type logging stuff. It's not a bad area though. I mean, it's got some decent trees in it. Like I said, I've never logged this area, so it's worth a shot. See how we do. We'll get up on the top here too. It won't be so bad. I need to bust those rocks and get them out of the way. Let's go ahead and fold this thing up. We're just going to drive it right up in through here and get it out of the way for the time being. That's a perfect place for it. Till we get all this cleaned up and get the rest of this cleaned up. But these rocks are just kind of really inconvenient. So I'm not really sure where I'm going to process these two. I guess we're just going to pile them up right here. It's alright. I'll go ahead and get up here, get set up to do some processing, and then we are probably gonna stop this and start episode 2 of logging from scratch. Kind of. So how I'm gonna set this dude up? I think I'm gonna set it up just like this. That right there, right. That one rolled over there, don't belong there. And it makes a big difference too, depending on how you want to cut. It depends on how your yarder head is pointed. If you have it pointed the direction that I do right here, it will. Is this the right way? Yeah, if you have it pointed this way right here, it will grab them and cut them to length. It'll process and cut the length. If you want it to full length process, then you need to turn it the other way. Here's your saw blade right here. And then it'll full length process it. It'll go all the way down, tear the branches off of it, and then it'll start back. I don't like doing it that way, but that's up to you. Because if you do it that way, you start at the end of the tree. That way, you're not messing your trees up. But whatever you like to do, it's your choice. All right, so we're going to leave this here. Start the next one up here. We're going to do this processing. We're going to be cutting all them up, and we'll go from there. We're going to make us a little bit of trees. Thanks for watching.